Looking for a fast-charging, ultra-responsive stylus for your iPad? Meet the 2X Fast Charge Active Stylus Pen, designed for 2018 to 2025 Apple iPads. Take your creativity and productivity to the next level. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Aristocrat and lover accused of killing newborn after fleeing with the baby. An aristocrat and her lover killed their newborn daughter after going on the run as they put their relationship before the life of the baby, a court heard. Constance Martin, 37, and Mark Gordon, 50, are accused of living off-grid with the tot after their 4 previous children were taken into care. The couple then caused the entirely avoidable death of the baby girl, whose tiny body was found stashed inside little carrier bag. Martin and Gordon are accused of manslaughter by gross negligence after the baby was found dead in early 2023. Opening the Old Bailey retrial, Tom Little KC, prosecuting, said the pair allegedly kept the birth of their daughter as their little secret after their 4 older children were taken from them by social workers. On January 5, 2023, they went on the run with the little girl after their car burst into flames on a motorway in Greater Manchester, jurors heard. Don't miss, man jailed for 8 years after smuggling 72 firearm parts in vintage car. Latest. Andrew Tate should face criminal probe if illegal online content provokes v. Latest. Having fled the scene, they traveled hundreds of miles across England in taxis at a cost of thousands of pounds, jurors were told. They traveled from Harwich to Colchester in Essex and on to East London before making their way to the South Downs, where they went off-grid and slept in a flimsy tent, the court heard. Mr. Little told jurors that Martin came from a very wealthy family and had a trust fund so she could have bought whatever she needed. But having dumped a buggy hours after purchasing it, the defendants transferred the baby to a little bag for life where she spent some of her life, it was claimed. Mr. Little told jurors they put their relationship and their views of life before the life of a little baby girl. Rather than act in the obvious best interests of a vulnerable baby, and one that they should have cared for and looked after, they decided instead that they knew best. They decided to ignore the advice that they had previously been given. They decided that in the middle of winter and in obviously dangerous weather conditions, they would deprive the baby of what it needed: warmth, shelter, protection and food, and ultimately safety. They essentially went off-grid and lived in a tent with hardly any clothes, no means of keeping and remaining warm and dry, and with scarcely any food. Don't miss, police watchdog reopens investigation into Nottingham killer. Latest. Quarter of university students unaware that punching and kicking pensioners' eye. Latest. He said the defendant's decision to camp on the South Downs raised the risk of hypothermia and suffocation. It was their grossly negligent and obviously dangerous conduct that caused the death of the baby, jurors were told. Mr. Little added. After the baby died, in January 2023, the defendants did not hand themselves in but instead remained off-grid, trying to hide for a number of weeks, leaving the body of their dead baby in a shopping bag covered in rubbish, which they carried around and then left in a disused shed. Jurors were told the defendants were convicted at an earlier trial of concealing the birth of a child and perverting the course of justice. The defendants, of no fixed address, have denied manslaughter and a second charge of causing or allowing the death of a child between January 4 and February 27, 2023. Earlier, jurors were told that Gordon was not in the dock with Mart, but that he might join the proceedings later by video link. Judge Mark Lucraft KC warned jurors against doing any research about the case or jumping to any conclusions before hearing all the evidence. The Old Bailey retrial is expected to last for up to 8 weeks.